fictional country elections part 2. So yet last fictional elections we covered the Davisian elections. This time it is the 2020 to 2025 Animelander elections. So the former President Gaddafi of Animeland, the conservative right-wing country, the leader, has basically dropped down of running for a fifth term, as he has reached the age of 74 and did not won again. Which is quite ironic that Trump and Biden are both older, and he did not run for a fifth term as well. However, Marshall Vizita, the vice president of the country, who was picked in 2015 to replace the last vice president, Namino Tanafa, he was picked, and now he won the primary against Goga Gaddafi's son, Manado Gaddafi, and he won the election. Marshall Vizita did very, very well amongst this area of the country. Unlike most countries in the world, urban areas usually vote for liberals. Marius, again, was kind of a moderate. He wasn't really a liberal as well. As there aren't very many extreme liberals in the country. It's a very conservative country, very similar to Russia, Hungary, Romania, and of course India as well. Yeah. Also, the congressional district and delegation also went towards the AEP, which has been the dominant party since 2000 as well. The AEP won 367 total seats of the lower house, the lower chamber of the house as well. Meanwhile, in the upper chamber, or we will call the Senate, they won around 67 out of 100. 1 out of 3 senators are up for election every single time as well. And there are some surprising results out of this election as well. For example, various areas became more liberal and various areas became more conservative, or even flipped. First is Wade County. Wade County, we're gonna make this smaller. Wade County, the Conservative Party won by at least 1.72%. The AEP won over the Democrats by at least a tilt margin. Actually, a tilt margin is less. By at least 1.21%. This isn't the closest county. I think it's this county, this district here, where they only won it by 0.07% of the vote. And basically, it was a very, very, very close election as well. But there was two more surprising flips. First is Jessytown, which voted for the Liberals by at least 3%. This is the first time a Liberal has won Jessytown as well. And also, Neptune. The AEP won Neptune by at least 0.37%, and it was a tilt district as well. But what about the 2025 election? As that's the next election in the entire country. So this is the projected map for the 2025 election. Vegeta has a heavy approval rating of around 72%. And most analysts predict that he has a 95%, Power Market predicted that he has a 95% chance of winning the election. Stein, who is a progressive. Cassio, who is the member of the NEP Party, who is a moderate as well. Stein is obviously very incompatible with the culture of the country. Even the former rural areas, which in Animeland typically vote more liberal than places like Otaku, places like Sengoku, places like Cell, places like Naruto, as well. Even Jesse Town and Neptune are all projected to be at least conservative by at least 7 plus 5 points as well. The only areas that will remain here is this area here, which is a megalopolis that has been declining since the 90s as well. Here, this area has constantly voted Liberal since 1995 and has never voted any other political party ever, as well. Also, starting to see in these and as this area is more other native peoples from other countries as well, mostly the bordering country of Rhodesia as well. Yeah, most of this portion of the country is more other natives, which includes Native American groups, and of course, it includes many Rhodesian voters as well. Yeah, even this area is gonna trend at least 20 to 30 points to the right, as animals people are found even found as low as 27% here, and the voter box is around 37%, as minorities don't really register to vote all too much in the country. They have a lower voter registration than animals people do as well. People of European descent are also found way more over here as well, alongside other minorities such as Hispanics, which are found mostly across this area here. There are several areas where there's more blacks than the national average, more African Americans, basically, because Animelander is as well Wisconsin would be nowadays. And of course there are more other natives than average. This area is more ethnically animals, which is the main ethnic group of the country as well. And this area is predicted to vote for Marshall, Virginia by 55%, and this area makes up around 18 million people, which is the vast majority of the population as well, lives in this part of the country as well. Also, both Protestants and Catholics are projected to vote for Virginia by at least 50%, over 50 points as well, which also corresponds with his approval rating of 72% amongst Catholics and even 79% amongst Protestants as well. The only ethnic groups that Virginia is still struggling with are Africans, Jewish people, and atheists, and other natives as well. But again, all of these ethnic groups do not really make up a huge portion, besides other natives, of the population as well. They are still a very small minority of the population in Animeland as well, as Christians make up around 84% of Animeland's total population as well, and animals people make up around 61% of the population as well. Even though some people have disputed that really animals people only make up around 20 to 30% of the population, as there are many animals people that are also mixed with European people that make up roughly around 50% of the population. Either way, animals people make up around 61 to 63% of the country's population, and 67 to 70% of the voters in the country as well. Vegeta is projected to win the election very handily, as the liberal parties just are not very popular and do not do very well in this election. Yes, they may win some small minority groups, but they will not win the election if they don't win the animals' vote, whereas the animals' vote is projected to win Vegeta by at least 60% of the vote. It's even scarring when you see the election projected precinct map of Otaku, where the election takes place in November of 2025 as well. This is the projected precinct map if he wins Otaku by 55%. He only loses very few areas, which are the minority areas as well. These 3 areas are heavily minority as well, but he also does very well in 2 heavily minority areas, which are more Hispanic areas as well, which Hispanics are much more common here and approve of Vegeta at least around 23 to 26% as well here. the mostly animals areas will vote heavily for Vegeta by at least 50%. The dark red areas are areas that are predicted to vote plus 50% of the vote. No, but Vegeta is expected to win by 50, and the lighter red areas are plus 10 to 20% and plus 10 to 49% of the vote as well. This will be a huge disaster for liberals in Animelander and are unlikely to recover from this election as well. But outside countries like Miscegennia, yeah, California, and the EU have all said that have all criticized Animelander for rigging the election every time so conservative won as well. But the main problem with the left-wing parties in Animelander is it's too divided between several political parties. Meanwhile, the right-wing Animelanders are unified under one political party as well. For example, most European countries usually try to do coalitions with left-wing and right-wing countries, but California has like one main left-wing and right-wing party, same thing in Miscegennia. Meanwhile, Animeland has multiple left-wing parties running for political office. So there is the AAP or Anime Party as the main right-wing party, with two minor parties such as the Anti-Immigration Party, NAF Party, who are not running any candidates for office. Anime Party is the only right-wing party running a political candidate as well here. However, 5 left-wing parties are running candidates for office. The New Democrat Party was just polling at around 3%. The Green Party was just polling around 2%. The Democrat Party was just polling around 15% of the vote as well. The NEP Party is polling around 10% of the vote as well. And the Communist Party, which is polling around 0.5% of the vote as well. The Anime Party is polling around 70% of the vote, which means left-wing parties combined get around 30% of the vote total in the country as well. Yeah. Last election, Anime Party got 61% of the vote. Right-wing parties got around 63% of the vote. Meanwhile, left-wing parties got around 37% of the vote as well. This is a increase of around 7% for right-leaning parties, and left-leaning parties lost 7% of the vote as well. Here. It is unlike with Toshiro in California and Australia, and Davita, where left-wing parties have gained massively in all 4 of those countries as well. Even in Davis, the country we talked about first, they gained massively in the election voters as well here. But the AEP is projected to win massively in their elections. They are not projected to lose too much as well here. And yeah, that is it about this video here. Goodbye.